Good morning, everyone. It's a Friday morning, August 2nd. We've got rain and maybe a little bit of severe weather to talk about here today and for the next few days. Here's the radar summary this morning. Interesting. We've had a lot of rain, light rain break out north of Springfield, and it still looks like Springfield's just going to be right on the edge of getting some of that developed into here. Let me turn off the other indice there for a second. There you go. And what you're seeing is a dying area of thunderstorms with rain, and that might just still glide into Springfield in about an hour and a half or so. I'm recording this about shortly before 9 a.m. And yeah, so a little bit of wet weather, but this isn't the heaviest of it. Certainly, it's kind of on its way out. But what it will leave behind is so typical are boundaries. Always watching for boundaries this time of year. And if you look out to the west, you'll see other thunderstorms here. Now, anything north of this will have trouble being severe. Anything along or south of this later this afternoon will. And that's why I had that other colored indice highlight. I'll now turn that back on. And you'll see that the air out here is becoming more unstable with time. That's the areas of yellow and orange. So storms that do pop up here will tend to glide in this direction. Keep in mind, too, that I think this entire area, this boundary, will be left behind here first and then drift north a little bit today. And, of course, where that ends up is critical to figuring out where the more severe storms will be, where the heavier rain will set up, and where there might be a potential for tornadoes. It's a very small threat, but it's not zero. We'll take a look at the several things here. Here's the rain projection. This is basically for the next 3 days. Takes us through today and through the weekend. And this is a combination of several rounds of showers and storms, counting this morning's. But you can see a 1 to 3 inch band broadly from southwest Missouri up into central Missouri, with folks, let's say, around Stockton, Lebanon, and points north of there. Certainly the northern lakes area, reservoirs, slated to get 2.5 to 3 inches of rain, again through a combination of several rounds of showers and storms, most notably later today and probably on Sunday, the way it appears now. Here is one look at the precipitation. This is sort of for Springfield and specifically, and there's various models and the Weather Service's view on where we're headed with precipitation. And you can see in some cases we may be around 2, but the consensus seems to be between about a ½ inch and an inch of precipitation. And, you know, that would be nice. This time of year we'll take anything we can get. Here's the precipitable water. This is just an idea of how efficient rainfall can be. So the higher totals, like those 1.7 and 1.9 bullseyes, are the one to watch, and they're going to be skewed north of us. That's why I think the heavier rain will be outlined as the Weather Prediction Center basically has put together here. That was the graph a couple of slides ago. Flash flood watch in effect in the area of green. That's pretty much everybody in southwest Missouri or adjacent areas. Here's the severe weather outlook. There's a slight risk of severe storms from Springfield, actually drawn along I-44, just a coincidence, and areas northwest. Here's a zoomed in look at that, outlined in yellow, and also the 2% tornado risk, which is the shaded green area. And so again, those storms that form out in Kansas and slide eastward have the best chance of doing that. Not this morning, later this afternoon, early this evening. That's something that you just have to keep an eye on to see where the boundaries set up, see where the most unstable air pockets set up. Now going into August, we're cool, and we're going to stay cool and wet too. The wetness having contributed to the cool to a certain extent. Here's the forecast: 6 to 10 days for precipitation, August 7th through 11th, and we're in a band of enhanced precipitation, more so out to the west of us, but still great news in summer and below normal. Now notice that southwest Missouri is on the edge of being in the blue, but not. So we have normal temperatures, maybe kind of hinging toward slightly below, with the bullseye of that, of course, being up in Minnesota. But so, these are general forecasts. Temperatures will go up and down through that period, but the average is looking below normal, which now getting into early August is close to 90 into the upper 80s. Here's a 7-day forecast finally. Periods of showers and storms until further notice, basically. But again, highlighting later tonight and again on Sunday. And Saturday may have a relative lack of storms. That's why I've got our temperature boosting up to about 90. But again, generally speaking, not a hot temperature forecast for this time of year. Another weather report will come tomorrow. More detailed severe storm reviews or forecasts may be coming out later today, either in video form or in blog form, so be checking the Ozarks weather site often.